Hello, I hope you are doing well. Today I'm going to teach you how to draw a one-point perspective landscape that you can then add your own details to. So starting with a horizon line, maybe about right here, just above halfway. Then pick a point on the horizon line, that's called your vanishing point. I'm going to go right here, looks pretty good. And make a curvy line that comes down to this corner. Okay, that's going to be whatever. A stream, a road, a path. Now here's the tricky part. Starting at that very same point, you're going to basically trace that first line, just getting a little bit away from it. And as you come down to the corner, you're going to allow those two lines to get further and further apart from each other. So we have this sense of something going back into the distance. Now, mountains. Typically, you start with foothills. And this is just my way of doing things. If you want to do it different, I encourage you to do that. This is just one way of capturing the look of mountains and foothills. Typically, a mountain range starts off as low foothills. Okay. I'm putting the valley here at the river because the river tends to go to the lowest spot. So we have these low foothills, very smooth, long, and curved. In order to create depth, so your picture looks like it's going back in space, it's helpful to draw more layers of hills and mountains. And one way to do that is wherever you see two peaks like this, you draw a slightly pointier hill or mountain behind that. So again, same with over here. So we have hill comes up, it goes down. So in this space, we're gonna go up a little bit, maybe a little variety with that shape going down. I'm gonna skip over this and just come over to this spot. Like a funny little hill, and maybe one that comes off my page. You can add as many layers to this as you want to. I usually do 2, 3, maybe 4. The next layer is going to be even more peaked, more dramatic, but I'm going to use the same method. So this is basically a valley here. So I'm going to go up and really drop down as if I'm going to go behind here. I could go behind there, or like that little guy there. Much more peaked, very sharp point, more sharp pointed mountains. Off like that. Over here, same idea. I've got a valley. So I'm going to add a more dramatic mountain there. And I'm pretty happy with that. That looks pretty natural, pretty good. The next step would be to add objects. And if you know anything about perspective, things are larger up front and they get smaller as you go to the distance. For example, if I want to make a cactus here, I make a tall cactus and then they get smaller as they go off in the distance. One way to be a little bit more measured about this is to create guidelines. So starting from this vanishing point, if you make a guideline going up, that's going to be the top of your things. And a guideline going down, that's going to be the bottom. So if I want to draw a cactus in this space, I draw all the way up to here. And then those funny little arms. Maybe one up here for variety. And I don't like how all these lines are inside of my cactus, so I'll go ahead and clean that up to make it look like the cactus is in front. Okay, and if I want to draw another cactus further away, maybe back in here somewhere, I could squeeze a cactus between those two lines again. And maybe this one's going to just have one little tall arm up like that. So we start to see things getting smaller and smaller. And then how about one way off in the distance here? I don't know, maybe I should go here. What on this side of the river? I may not like this. I don't like how things cross behind sometimes. But we have that cactus way down there. Okay. And then over here it looks a little empty. So you'd want to do something over here with the same idea. Like, okay, maybe I want to fill up this space. So I have a guideline going down like this. That's the bottom. And then a guideline going up. I don't know, maybe get more dramatic. Really go really high there. So I could have something very large here up front, and then things will get smaller that way. You decide. You decide what's going to go over here. Once you're all done, erase the guidelines. That's why I always draw guidelines very light, because I don't want these lines on top of my drawing. You just have to barely be able to see them, right? Because you're going to get rid of them anyways. All right, have fun with this. I'm excited to see what you guys do. You could always add more details like clouds in the sky, birds, and things on the ground as well.